All right, so I got an email yesterday that wanted to know about depth, but he also had a good question about how does recovery speed impact depth. And I got to keep reminding myself to reel in away from my style of hunting, because a lot of people are going from like the Simplex and other machines that don't have adjustable recovery speed, and how does that impact it? And it impacts it a lot. So I will fire up the Legend, and oh, I haven't shown you the headphones yet. These are really comfortable headphones here. This is almost like a memory foam, aptX low latency, just like the Equinox. If you have both, you can switch off. So I'll run through the test bed at a higher recovery speed of, like, we'll max it out at 10, and I'll go to a recovery speed of 1, and I'll kind of work my way up, and you can see the difference. If you have the Simplex and are going to this, you got to remember to keep an eye on it, because even when I was doing some testing, I forgot, and I had it at 10 one time because I was doing some recovery speed tests, and when I went over the test garden, I was like, I'm not hitting these things. So you'll see that in the demo. Let me fire it up, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so we're loading up. Yeah, I have to keep pulling myself back out of this relic hunting mode. And you know, the majority of people are probably park hunters, field hunters, and I gotta keep reminding myself that, because I'm showing tests like right off the bat on iron and things, and you might not have any iron, you might not care about iron, and if you're coming from simpler machines and going with the Legend, it is a huge upgrade in my opinion from the Simplex. There are a couple things to watch out though. I haven't used the Simplex in a while, but the tones are completely different, and you might get more tonal nuances with that than you do with square tones, you know. So the Legend, the Equinox, the Deus 2 all have square tone options, and there's less information in those square tone options. So that's something to keep in mind too. It's going to be a learning curve to some. So let me go over. See, right now it's definitely chirpy. So we'll do a noise cancel and see if we can quiet it down, because I do want to max it out for this test, just so you can see the difference in a high recovery speed and a low. All right, so it picked channel 5. It doesn't matter, we'll leave it in custom. We don't need to hear all the crap unless we have yeah, we'll put it in all metal. We'll put it in ground, so the first 2 notched out. And we'll come over here, and we're gonna go recovery speed. See, I would have forgot. The last test I was doing on the iron was in recovery speed 8, so always something to keep in mind, because it's gonna stay there, all right? So first we'll go all the way down to 1, and you'll hear how loud these targets are. So the 8-inch silver quarter. You can hear a lot longer of a tone. And see, I'm starting to lose it. And that's because there's iron around it. So it'll benefit recovery. I don't know if 1 is even usable in maybe a very clean site, but that's a very low recovery speed. Let's go up to, say, 3, all right? You can see how the tone starts getting shorter. All right, we'll go up to, now let's just show the difference. We'll go all the way up to 10 for recovery speed, and this is the 8-inch silver quarter. Very, very quiet, right? And I mean, would we even notice that? Nope. Maybe. But you lose a lot of depth with recovery speed. Recovery speed is how fast it's shooting signal and returning signal into the ground, right? So the longer recovery speed, I mean the shorter the recovery speed, the more power we're going to have into the ground, and the faster, and the slower it's going to return, so we got a lot more depth. And the faster the recovery speed, it's firing into the ground like a bullet. And obviously the higher recovery speeds will be for iron sites, polluted sites, where you got to find out what works for you. 10, this has got a range from 1 through 10. What a huge range on the Legend, right? I don't know what type of sites you would need a 10 on yet, but who knows? I'm sure here's a 7. Let's see, an 8. We really got to scrub the ground. And then we go down to like a 5, which is middle of the road. And that's on a silver quarter. Let's go to a mid conductor now. An 8-inch V-nickel. We'll go recovery speed 1. We can get a few inches off of that. Let's see if we even hit it with a recovery speed of 10. Very, very quiet. All right, so keep an eye on that, because if you forget, you could lose a whole day of hunting. You know, you might be out and you're like, oh man, I just realized that here's the 10-inch walk in half, and this is at recovery speed 10. So you can tell the tone is quieter. Let's go down to a 1 on this one. Screaming signal, right? So when you turn this machine off, it's going to remember the last recovery speed that you were at, and we'll do it in field too. So field recovery speed is at a 5, so park will remember, field will remember, etc. We'll go to field and we'll go up to 10, and we'll cut the horseshoe. Oh, let me back out of there. We'll cut the horseshoe on, and we're at recovery of 10 in field. So it hits it. And now we'll go over and drop this down to, let's see what 5 sounds like. And then we'll go to 1. Hear how loud that is. Yep, so something to keep in mind. It was a good question. Like I said, I got to reel myself back into. A lot of people are going to this machine from machines that don't have recovery speed, and that's something to watch out for where you have this set. And keep in mind that it will remain there when you turn the machine off and on. All right, here's a quick demo on the recovery speed for the Legend. So we're going to go one extreme to the other just to show you. We're going to start low, so the recovery speed is going to be slow, but we're going to be punching into the ground a lot deeper. And that's a large iron nail, just something that I had out here. And there's a dime about 4 inches away from it. So we're at recovery speed 10 right now, maxing out the Legend. Hear how short those tones are. And we're going to now drop it down to 1. Okay. It doesn't have time to reset after that iron to hit that dime. All right, let's go. Let's put it in the middle of the road at 5. A lot better, and it will continue to improve as we raise the recovery speed, but at the same time we're losing depth. All right, thanks for watching.